everyone. So today is part 5 of my 5-part stretching series with advanced stretching and foam rolling. So what I'm going to focus on in this video is the foam rolling aspect. Few keys to keep in mind, and if you've read my blog post, you've seen them in writing as well. But what you're looking for with the foam roller is really to loosen up those muscles and release the tension in the fascia of the muscle. So what you want to think about, you'll see people in the gym who kind of just roll back and forth over a foam roller. What you're really looking to do is find a hot spot, stay on it, let the pressure relax, let the tension in that muscle relax, then continue on down the muscle till you find another hot spot. So when you're rolling back and forth, you could actually have a detrimental effect to that muscle by increasing the inflammation. So you just want to be careful that you're foam rolling correctly and not just kind of grabbing one and seeing how it works out. So I'm going to show you some of the most typical areas of the body that we're going to foam roll. And what you might want to do is go to your local gym and actually try a foam roller out. There's different densities. Today I'm going to be using the high density black foam rollers, but there's a lot of different colors and different densities depending on how much you can handle. Because with foam rolling, you are going to feel some pain. It's not going to feel extremely pleasant at first, especially if you've got a lot of muscle tension. And what you're looking for is to work through that pain, release that muscle over time. So continuing to foam roll day after day after day on those tight muscles and feeling that tension release over time. So it's not an overnight fix by any means, and it's definitely something that you should add to your routine, especially if you're working out a whole lot throughout the week, doing a lot of muscular activity. So to start out, on a lot of people, our IT bands are tight. So the side of that leg, we're really talking from the hip joint to the knee. And so what we do for the IT band stretch is you're actually going to take the foam roller, lay it on its side, and you're going to come down on your side and you're going to lay sideways on that foam roller with the leg extended and with the opposite leg, really whatever's comfortable. You could be in front, you could be behind, just make sure you feel stable. What you're doing is actually rolling along that muscle belly, and you'll feel a hot spot. You'll stay there for a few seconds, let that muscle relax. As you start to feel a little more comfortable there, you're going to continue to roll down towards the knee, and then you're going to come back to the hip and start all over again. So you're rolling over the whole stretch of that IT band, stopping at those hot spots. Now you'll see that I raised my leg. You have a couple of options. You can keep that foot on the ground if you want less pressure, and if you want to put more of your body weight into it and apply a little bit more pressure, that's when you're going to lift up and really sink your body weight into the foam roller. So that's your IT band. You want to make sure that you hit both sides, and then you're already set up to do hamstrings and glutes. So for hamstrings, you're going to be seated on the roller, hands back, as long as your wrist can support this. Same thing, you can drag those feet if you want less pressure and roll out through the hamstring. You can lift your feet up to get more pressure and apply more pressure through that muscle if dragging the feet just isn't quite enough. And then to hit your glute med, which I promise you is probably tight on everyone watching this video, you're going to turn slightly to the side and really focus on that glute. So you're rolling up almost into your low back and rolling on that glute. So really releasing that pressure, and you're just lying partially sideways on that foam roller. So that's going to hit the glute med. So we've got IT band, glute med, and hamstrings. Typically, those are going to be tight on most of us Americans. Some of the muscles that may be tight, depending on what kind of activity you're doing and what kind of strength training you're doing, might be quads as well. For quads, you're going to be face down, and same ideas with those hamstrings. You're going to be rolling over that foam roller from hip towards the knee, finding those hot spots. Again, lift the feet if you want more pressure, and release those quads. Low back, another big complaint area, and what we want to focus on, a few things. To roll out the low back, you're going to start kind of right up in the glute here, and you're going to roll your low back. Now this one is going to be an uncomfortable one to get into for some people, so just make sure that you feel stable, and you're going to roll out through that low back and up into the shoulder blades. One of my favorite things to do with the foam roller for low back stabilization is going to be to lay the roller lengthwise. And what you're going to do is take a seat on the end of the foam roller, plant those feet with your knees bent, and you're going to lay along the foam roller. So head, neck, and shoulders are supported. The foam roller is lying right against your spine. So you're going to release those arms out to the side. A lot of us carry our tension through our chest and shoulder blades and up into the shoulders. This is going to allow you to relax around that foam roller. And my suggestion would be to lay here for a minute or two and really kind of feel all of that tension relax, especially after a long day. And you can take those arms out. If that tends to bother your shoulders, you can take the arms out to the side. That's fine. And if you want a little more, absolutely, you can take them up above your head and relax them into the floor. So that's a great low back stabilization exercise. Along with that, you'll be reading in my blog a little bit about some more advanced stretching options. If you really have a lot of hot spots in the upper body, behind the shoulder blade, which a lot of us do, or in your feet, which again a lot of us do and we may not even know it, what you're going to do is use a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball, depending on how much pressure you can handle, and hold it right on that muscle and kind of work through it. Same idea as the foam roller, you're letting the muscle fascia relax and the tension to relax out of the muscle so that you'll be ready to go for your next day's activity or for an event. A lot of people want to do this in part of the preparation for a lot of running events, triathlon events, those kinds of things. So grab a foam roller at your local gym, or you can purchase one at Amazon for pretty cheap, and try it out and see what kind of a difference it makes in your workout.